car home?
I don't know. I doubt it. Depends what Daddy does in the morning. If he comes straight home, we'll bring the car. And if we did, we'll go through mass McDonald's because their stuff's better. And it doesn't take long to get it.
I noticed that because Mass McDonald's has the food a lot fresher. But if you do, I want to change my drink up a little bit.
What do you want?
I want my usual, like the number 6, but I don't want a hash brown.
You want a number 6?
I want an extra sandwich, you know.
What's the 6?
Sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle.
Oh, okay.
So I want 2 sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle instead of it comes with the hash brown, but I want Dr. Pepper for the drink instead of Coke.
I'm sorry, you want what?
The number 6, but
You
I
want
want
number 6?
I want an extra
Right.
sandwich.
It's time for me to get going.
Then you don't really want a number 6. You just want 2 of the sandwiches and a hash brown.
Yep.
Alright, I'm recording, guys, just so you know. Hit Control-Alt-T, bring up a terminal. Clearing screen. Let's make it bigger for the world to see. See me fail. I don't know why I feel like I'm going to fail, but do a update my system. The SYYUU updates everything, the AUR and the repositories. As you can see on the screen, folks, I have my own. I made this repository, and I actually need to take that off. I made this repository and these repositories because some of you have made a ISO for your OS with this program right here, Arch ISO. And what happens is it makes you feel like you wasted your time. I mean, it's a good program, I'm not knocking the program, but it makes you feel like you wasted your time because you make the ISO and you get a screen that just you got all your packages on this ISO, but you still get the same Arch install script, the same program to run, just to install pretty much vanilla Arch. So you have to manipulate the Arch install program that utilizes this to install all your stuff. So I created this repo. It's a local repo. This repo, these 2 repos, and this one. And what I forgot to do is take those off because I condensed everything into one massive repo, and it's not, something's wrong. But anyway, I created these repos, right? So all this information that you see here is all in here. So it's updating. Let me update this. Alright. Clear the screen. Let's hit Stacer so I can show you what I'm running. As you can see here, these are the goodies. Distribution, OnlyLinux OS. And this is kind of a lot right here. It's usually the system won't run 2 gigs generally of memory. I am running quite a few programs. Well, I'm running OBS in the background, and I've got, let's see here. I don't really have a whole lot. I got 2. What's this? I actually had 2 terminals open. Got OBS running. Really don't have anything else running in the background. Stacer would show anything that I would have running, but these are the, when you install my system, this is what you're going to get right here. You can't see all this. I think the print's going to be just too small. I ain't going to change my font just to show you. But for the sound and video, these are the items, all the items I've got. Normally it would have Kdenlive. I didn't put that on here. But I got VLC, Rhythm Box, OBS Studio, Audacity is my sound and video. The Office is LibreOffice. I'm not a fan of OnlyOffice. I liked it at first, but for some reason my wife couldn't print shit. I mean, it wouldn't. For some reason, the program would not find the printers. But as soon as I put LibreOffice on there, it picked it right up. So for the internet, I got the Brave browser. I won't have Google or anything Google on my PC. I got Zoom. My wife's favorite mail program, Thunderbird, TeamViewer here, Steam for Steam games, Discord, Brave. Those will come pre-installed. And for graphics, I got Krita. A lot of people use GIMP. I like Krita. I just like Krita. I don't know why. To me, it's just easier. It does pretty much the same stuff. And I don't do a lot of high-end editing anyhow, so really that much, so I really don't need GIMP. But Flame Shot's my screenshot program. This is my scanner thing, and these are the games that will come on it. Steam, and this is, oh, well, I guess American Truck Simulator won't come on yours unless my settings are embedded in the OS, which I never thought about with the VAR and the configs and stuff like that. I may have put on there. You may get a Play My account. I don't know, but maybe that's something I should take off in the future, so you're not jacking my account up. But anyway, so I got Stacer here, and I don't use HTOP. I mean, actually, I may have HTOP on here, but it comes standard with Linux, or with Arch. But I mean, if you got Stacer, I mean, that's a one-all program. You really don't need. I really don't understand the purpose of having both. Gosh, those dogs drive me crazy. All right, so let's try this. Sudo.
It's too much.
Make Arch ISO. Give it the V. And for the work, let's see. Work. And user. Share. Arch ISO. Configs. Relaying. Okay, and I'm going to cheat here. Copy. And for the work output, we're going to hit paste here. Oh. It's going to go here. Okay. So let's hit enter and see what happens. You know what? I didn't transition over to my screen. What a dummy. What a big dummy. So, no. Let's move. Julia? You better stop it now. Don't embarrass me in my recording. I've already been embarrassed once today because of the very lack of communication that I noticed. Okay, I don't think that, maybe that screen's big enough. Let's go even a step bigger. Control Shift Plus. Okay, and let's hit enter and see if it gets anywhere. It will do another refresh of my up, and it took, so it looks like it's going to build. All of these packages will be on my ISO. Now, some of these packages are dependencies of the packages I need to run. Of course, it's got to install all the dependencies on the ISO 2, so anyone can have it on their system too. So it's an OS, so it works. And these are my packages here. These are repositories that updates as it goes. Alright. Let's come down here, keep a track of it. Oh my gosh, my ear itches. Have you ever met anybody with such hairy ears? And they itch, and it's just so crazy. They drive me crazy. I had a kid make fun of me the other day on the bus. It drove me nuts. The kid really actually ticks me the hell off. He's this morning I had to get after him because he goes, "Why do you have a girl's name?" I mean, he flat out asked me why I have a girl's name. I was like, well, I didn't know what to tell him. I go, you shouldn't talk to people that way, you know. Like, it just completely blows me away what comes out of these kids' mouth. Alright, here's where I fail a lot. This right here, sometimes I put the Zen after the image and it won't build. I mean, it may build, it won't build anything. It will fail. So, on my last, just a few minutes ago, I posted pictures of my build complete, and while it was complete, I did not do something in the area of this. So that's going to be a while. Let me take this screen, I'm going to take it over here, make it half screen so I can keep an eye on it. And I will make sure I'm going to bring up another terminal. No. Let's bring up this. Drag this over. There's commands to make it go half and half bit. Alright. And I will need to do this in root. Make sure I did that so I can actually cancel the build before it completes and start from scratch. Okay, everywhere. That's etc. Let's do the Linux preset. Zen, done, bam. I think that's where it's at. Yep. SC Linux. Right. That looks good. That's good. Control S compute. Okay. I usually miss one of these. Like I gotta put the Zen here. Is in here. Because when you don't use the actual Arch kernel, when you make any alterations to it, it's actually your kernel, so it's actually, but anybody can do that. It's not that Tracy does anything off the wall, that bat crap crazy that none of the other people do. I mean, this is the simple stuff. But the least little spelling that you do wrong will screw a script up or whatever. So sometimes I actually use S instead of Z, and it, naturally there's no such thing as the Linux Sen kernel. Maybe I should make one. But anyway, so you gotta check, make sure this is all okay. Control SQ. All this, like right here, all that has to be gotten. And I'm pretty sure I went back and got them all. But, I'm human. I do make mistakes. Believe it or not. Tracy makes mistakes. I know it'd be really hard to believe that I would make a mistake. I've certainly made quite a few of them in the Linux with Linux. But the thing about Tracy is I have this knack of applying what I learn in this. And while I make some mistakes twice, like, putting the Zen in the wrong place, I don't usually forget certain things. And I keep the S. And I like art so much, I keep the... You made me a cup of coffee.
I did.
Oh, I could have gotten that. I appreciate it, Byron. That looks absolutely delicious. Oh, my lands. Caramel macchiato, that's where it's at right there, buddy. Oh, my gosh, that's good. Shouldn't be drinking it. After Friday, I won't be drinking that stuff. It'll be straight black coffee. Water, straight black coffee, and that's it. Alright, let's see. Rub. And I've been having trouble with my mirror. The mirrors updating are picking up my repositories and stuff. So I'm going to check that real quick. Make sure my mirrors are actually going to be on the build. If they're not, it's just simply it's just not going to work. So is my new one on here? Yep. All right. It looks like everything's good there. Let me maximize this screen again. Oh Lord. Done. Okay, let's go. Okay. I don't see the symbolic links. I've got a... You know what? I think I put it on the disk. Yeah, I have it may not show up here, but I've got created links, symbolic links. I wanted the services for like your network managers and your display managers and stuff like that. That's something that should come up when you boot into the system. Now, naturally, I can't be on stream and show you live of me trying this out. I guess I could on a VM, but I gotta admit, I'll get another version out sometime, but I did not. I should, because a lot of people test out VM before they put it on bare metal, but I found, with Linux, you don't have to use the VM to check it out on your bare metal, because if you're able to install it, because before you get to a certain process, well, when you load the daggone OS up and you get your desktop environment and all that stuff, it's not really on your machine yet. All you got to do is pull your media out, restart your machine that's got your operating system on it. So technically, there's no reason. I found, you don't really have to test it on a VM to test it out. The only thing is the difference between the VM and testing it out that way is I cannot stream a If there's a way to do that, I'm not aware of it, but I cannot stream a test on bare metal. I mean, I don't know how to do that. You could get I could bring the camera in from another machine and film what I'm doing, but the quality just wouldn't be there. All right, let me move my picture. All right. I really don't like the way I look anyhow, but anyway. That way we get the shows the percent here. It's 20% done, and as you can see here, it's going to be around 1.8-ish, 1.9 gig. It's going to be almost 2 gigs of a OS or ISO, versus your standard Arch would be like what, 800 megs or something. If you're yeah, about 800 megs. It really depends on what packages you put on during like the build, during like when you type in Arch install, you get the screen that comes up, and all that kind of garbage. That, depending on what additional packages you add, it'll be about 800 megs. Not even a gig. Arch is great, man. I just love it. The only thing about Arch, though, and this is one reason why I thought about doing something that I do not like Manjaro for, whatever. They hold back packages, but it's not really a bad thing to hold back packages, I guess, because you can still install the package. They just don't, they want to make sure it works solid. That's why, Debian stable, the grandfather OS Debian, that's why they are on an much older kernel, because they make sure, there are literally thousands of packages, okay? And they realize that anyone can run anything on there, but their system, they make sure that those packages are set and it will run that system stable. And I thought about doing in between, sort of like Fedora, to where they don't have the latest and greatest, but they got more of the latest than, let's say, a standard Debian package would be. But Arch just goes all out, man. We are the guinea pigs of the Linux community when it comes to packages and stuff. So that's just my personal opinion. Do I think Arch is a learning OS? Absolutely. I recommend Arch over Arch or Debian. Actually, I can't say I wouldn't not recommend anything to start out on. Linux is Linux. You could. All right. My wife's machine right here. It's currently running Fedora 37. If someone walked into my house and looked at her screen and my screen, her screen's bigger, but if they pulled it up, the entire desktop, with the exception of the Fedora emblem that I put, because it's Fedora and I'm nice, although Fedora doesn't see my desktop, it just, like certain things in the background that you put in the background, like credits or something that nobody's going to see it, but you just add them just for the, the respect of someone else's work, so it's got the, as far as that, everything's same, except for I did put icons on my wife's desktop because she likes the icons on her desktop. Me, I like to have everything that I run, as you can see down here, on my taskbar. Because, what's the purpose, the way I look at it, what's the purpose of having a nice background if you cannot see your background? To me it makes no sense. But anyway, what doesn't make sense to me may make sense for someone else. So, alright, it says it built, and it is, oh wow, I made the 2 gig mark. It's actually 2.0 gig. Golly gee, Wally. So, let's see here.
Being a good boy.
So I did the Zen. I put the Zen. There was one place I forgot. Flat pack. I gotta find out what that means here because I do have any. No. You know what? I don't put. I've been having trouble with Firefox lately, so I did not include that in my ISO. Maybe I should for folks it works for, but the last two builds I did, I clicked on. I must have had 5 or 6. I thought maybe I wasn't clicking it hard enough. I had 5 or 6. I checked the the processes. I had 5 or 6 browsers going for Firefox, and not a single one of them launched. So what I did was, I'm going to exit out of here. Let's see. Yep, these are packages. All right. Don't need that. Let's check this out. I don't think I got my VirtualBox set up right now either. I just got sidetracked rabbit trailing. OS. I was talking about the browser. So I don't have. I couldn't get Firefox to load. But I'll show you what I do. When I install my machine, I everything I do, I always document it. Well, I mean, although I don't mind typing, I mean, why type it every single time? I mean, I do so much testing that it's sort of like a stamp when you're signing a bunch of paperwork. Sometimes you want a stamp so you don't have to keep signing crap. So I got a file called Arch Linux, and my system here, OnlyLinux, everything I've done, I've got here. So all I have to do is left click here, drag all this up, right click, pull up a terminal, install all this stuff. So here's what I these are the packages. Can I zoom? I've never tried to zoom a Word page. Let me try to Control plus. Nope, it won't let me. But anyway, these are the packages that I build, that I install. What I install right from the Arch community is all these programs here at the top. wget, VLC, VirtualBox, Thunderbird, Steam, Simple Scan, Rhythmbox, Quadrupuzzle, a lot of Python stuff, Nemo stuff that doesn't come standard. You would think that they would, since Cinnamon uses Nemo as their standard file manager, they would put all the Nemo crap, but they absolutely don't. And not everybody will use all this stuff, but to me, and some people will call some of it bloat maybe, but I'm the kind of guy that what I consider bloat is, bloat is unneeded things that you don't want, but I consider bloat things like multiple browsers, multiple video players, multiple versions of the same dang game. I mean, multiple things, like Audacity. I mean, that's all you need to edit your daggone. I mean, there's other programs. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Why would you need Krita and GIMP? Why would you need LibreOffice and OnlyOffice? Why would you need Brave, Firefox, Opera? All these others. Why would you need multiple? That's what I call bloat. So there you go. So but anyway, while we're here, let's see if I can get Firefox to work. Why is that coming up like that? Yo, bitch. I can't get a terminal to come up. Oh, there we go. Let's see here. Alright, so sudo pacman minus or dash capital S, then Firefox. And this is how easy it is to install a package on Linux. Could you do that? I mean, would it be that fast on Windows? I don't think so. Oh, I already did that. Now, you don't have to do the SYUUU every time. You can just do there's already an update. Oh, they updated the network manager. Okay, gotcha. Alright, so let's see if Firefox loads. Well, it's loading now. I don't know what the problem is when you I think, you know, because when you're doing Arch, you know, your standard Arch, it asks you for additional packages, and if there's one thing you need, two things you need when you're playing with Linux, it's very important to have a browser and a text editor. Well, three things, I guess. A terminal, text editor, and a browser. So if you get lost, all you have to do, like for Arch, just go to the Arch wiki. Arch Linux. Just type in Arch Linux, and voila, Arch Linux comes up. You go to the wiki. If you want to do a certain thing, you can find it on the Arch wiki. Actually, people come here to look when they're on something other than Arch. That's how good it is. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's just how good it is. So, now there's a reason why I do not use, I mean, my build worked. I don't know why I do not use, I did it for a long time. My brother Jeff got me into Firefox a couple of decades ago. Google, I'm not a fan of Google, and I used, I really can't even think of the one before Google. Was it Internet Explorer, maybe? Internet Explorer, I guess. But anyway, I don't like Google, and I'm not. Something about Firefox when I'm doing web design and stuff like that. It's something about download or upload sizes, or something about Firefox not reading certain code, CSS or HTML. Something, you know, caused me to switch off of Firefox, and I can't think. And it's something. It has to do something about that. So I'm not even sure. Maybe I could add my bookmarks. Bookmarks. Manage bookmarks. Import from HTML. Let me see if I could import my bookmarks. See how it looks. Did it not work? Did I do something wrong? Huh. Manage bookmarks. Import. That totally blows. I'll be dang if I'm gonna lose my bookmarks. So, alright, now maybe what should I test? What should I test? Maybe virtual machine. I don't think I got virtualization. Something set up to where I was doing something and I needed to turn something off or something. I don't think I. Or my son can make some coffee. So let's try this Arch test. So it comes up down here. I can put my own thing here, but and let's pull up my other computer, user, share, Arch ISO, configs, reeling, out, OnlyLinuxOS Cinnamon. And let's allocate 8 gigs of memory, and we're gonna throw this thing 3 CPUs. And the size, we're gonna give it 50 gigs. Don't need it. Push it up here. We're going to do drag and drop bi-directional just in case I screw around with this a little bit later on. Probably not going to do that right now. Don't need floppy. Processor. Good. Display. We're going to max out that. Don't need it all. We'll go ahead and enable 3D acceleration. There's something about acceleration, Hyper-V, something with the video portion that I've disabled or something, because my graphics card burned out. I mean, it didn't burn out. I mean, I'm running it right now, and I actually super glued. I tried everything. I built one of the fans on my video card. It's got multiple fans. One of them just stopped working. It was real stiff, so I had to take it out. It made all kinds of noise prior to that. I was like, oh my gosh, my car's going out. So I took the shroud off. I put a heatsink fan on it. It's a little smaller, but the shroud it's built a little bit different. So, I mean, it's kept up. I mean, we're talking 3 or 4 days now. I've kept my computer on instead of turning it off, and the super glue stayed. I had it glued, hot glued. I tried hot glue. I tried everything, but the hot glue got too hot on, because it heats up. But the super glue, it just helps. I mean, I think it just helps it stick. So it's held up, man. It's really good. This stuff right here has fixed my video card temporarily. So yeah, let's try this out. Storage. Yep, there it is. Oh yeah, I don't need under this. I actually don't even need this to show up. I'm not going to share folders. Let's see. I mean, I could, but why? We'll do documents. No, we don't want to do read only. Auto mount. Yep. We'll test that function. Let's hit start here. I just want to see what happens. And one thing that I've noticed and I think it may unfortunately be like that, but I don't think it's going to work. It may not work, but And as fact, the system I'm running on my computer, only Linux, only OS now, it failed in VirtualBox, but it went right on my bare metal. I don't know why. I mean, you would think it would work on VBox, but let's hit start here. Yeah, this is a screen I got. I need to re-enable something. And the bad thing is, I don't know what. I have done everything I can think of. It says the VirtualBox Linux. Oh, yeah. See, I need to cater to people other than myself. And it's not like I was trying to be a selfish punk by not adding it, but I did not add the goods for virtual. I don't think I even put it on the ISO. So I need to fix that, because nobody releases something that won't work in VirtualBox. It only works on bare metal, because people are just get too scared to put things on bare metal. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, I don't trust a lot of the things, some of the things I download. I mean, I'll show you a list. And a lot of these I do not I would not try on bare metal. I mean, I have tried them, and now I understand why people use VBox or boxes, whatever, to try their. I got all these operating systems on here. Zero Linux, delete these. Ultramarine wasn't bad, but it's. We'll see what happens. I got most of all these are. I got set up to where I get a mail, and there's an update. Nobora, I like Manjaro, Fedora. I'm not going to get rid of that. Endeavor wasn't too bad. It really wasn't. Something about Endeavor. I can't think of what it is, but Storm is the close. I mean, I really like this operating system, Storm OS. I think what I've done with OnlyLinux is little. I mean, I like mine. Of course, I'll be biased to mine, but I'm telling you straight up, Fedora 37 is a fabulous system. I hope to be that good. I hope to be as good as Storm. Those are the only two I really care about being compared to. I really. I mean, something about Endeavor. I can't think of what it is. Aleve uses the enlightenment. Something about I just didn't know the desktop environment, so I mean, I could not do certain things. I struggled to. I think that's the one I struggled to change my display resolution and stuff on. Column Arch. This is Arch Linux, but it gives you. There's more options. You got like install packages at the beginning, and all. So that's actually a nice program. If you're not used to, if you don't like the terminal, I mean, you never really have to deal with the terminal if you use that. Now, if you install this Arch, or or mine right now until I get Colin Mowry's fixed like Storm did a good job. You're going to install it really close to the way here, with a. Well, I mean, it's a little different because, I just manipulated, I just altered the work that they did, which is fabulous work. But a lot of people will flame me for not doing it the Arch way, which is pretty much from the terminal. But I found, doing things in the terminal is just more stable than doing it in outside of the terminal. So Barry, okay, something about that I didn't like either. So I think it was the language, and I think it was translations and stuff like that. Arco Linux gives you a ton of options. Catchy, I'm going to check that out again. Aleve, I'm just going to keep around because to get that is a feat anyway, because you kind of have to donate or make up a review of their system in order to get the 64-bit version. You can download the 32-bit, but the 32-bit wouldn't even go on my laptop. It wouldn't run. It must be too new, but I keep Windows around just in case I want to do a test or a race. The only race I've ever did with Linux against Windows, Linux blew Windows away, big league. I beat, and I actually was kind of nice to Windows. I actually did a test. I installed Windows, and then I installed Linux, and I started the timer on Linux immediately, and I didn't start the timer on Windows until after it was already loaded. Windows is the process, and then installing packages that you like is another process. So I keep it around in case I ever want to goof around. So, videos, I don't have a whole lot of videos. Got movies, a few movies, Beverly Hills Cop series, bunch of music, pictures, don't have a whole lot of pictures. And I document everything I do. Old School Cafe, my restaurant work is right there. And I keep OpenSUSE around. All the stuff I did when I tested that out. Everything I did on Fedora and then Ultramarine, I tested it out. And Debian, same way. These are all the Debian systems that I've tested out and tried. Linux Smith's not bad. Pop! OS wasn't bad. I wouldn't. This used to be my favorite until I tried Storm out. Then Debian, something about Debian I didn't like that because, and I'll show you the package. I couldn't get this right here to load on Debian. I could not get the thing to build. I just could not run core control on Debian. And I don't know why. It was just rough. But this is what I use on my fan control and all that kind of garbage. And you could use your fan control from your BIOS too. Actually, you can't see it, but I got LEDs that I can control. I think I could actually update this to get more functionality, more settings to switch around and mess around with. But yeah, I can get this running on Debian. But it's parallel. I mean, I gotta have this. This keeps track of my temperature of my CPU. It's like 60. It don't ever hardly get above 60. But when that fan blew out, it would reach 100. I can't remember I don't even remember what my alarm's set at. But my crap will just will stop working before it blows. So my CPU probably won't go out on me, but my video card could go out. I mean, it could cause damage. So why even risk it, right? So anyway, I think my virtual box isn't working because I disabled something somewhere. Because when my video card went out, I've got onboard graphics that came with the graphics that came with the computer, and it ran fine until we did some switching around in the house or something. So I put at one point I had the video card in my wife's machine, and something happened, something burnt, something happened to where I can't remember what happened. Oh, it was running dual monitors. It wouldn't work, and I didn't have the right hookup at the time for dual monitors on my onboard graphics, and they worked. I mean, the graphics worked. I mean, it did everything I needed my computer to do with the graphics that came with it. But I was wanting to run dual monitor, and I couldn't figure out how to run. I didn't have the cords at the time to run dual monitors, so I switched it out because it's real easy on my wife's on that board. And I'm trying to think of what kind of board it is. I forget, but it's easy to switch from. You on that one, it's just simple. You just take the card out, plug your cord into the board or to the socket, restart your machine. It uses the onboard graphics. But this thing here, either my onboard crap burn out somehow. I can't. I've tried every setting that I know, and I know I'm forgetting something. It's something easy. I just don't know it. That's not my level of expertise in the BIOS at all. So it's probably a setting that I've overlooked or something. But so yeah. Yep. I kind of need that card in my wife's computer. She has. I'm thinking that that motherboard is older than this one, and sometimes there's a game that she plays and it sticks. Like if she leaves it going, it will lock her mouse or something. Something gets locked up, so she has to restart her machine. But I don't know if it's that, but I think it would certainly improve her computer to have that over there. So in the future. We drink a lot of coffee around here. So, darn it, I was really wanting that to... Yeah, I'm going to try, just for the sake of argument, to see if it was just not mine. I'm going to try a regular arch here to see if it's just I screwed up on my ISO. And it's just not a VirtualBox problem, it's a Tracy problem. And it's very possible it's a Tracy problem. I'm not saying it's not a possibility there. Arch settings, system, no floppy. Display, virtual. Okay. Yep, okay, good. That makes me feel so much better because Arch is really good. It's really stable. So it says the kernel driver is either not. So I haven't installed the necessary. You'd think just installing VirtualBox would make the crap work. It always did before. I mean, ever since they VirtualBox updated, I've had this problem. Ever since I had the screw around with some setting, and I don't even remember exactly what it is, but there's something settings that I could change or something in it that goes away, because I've tested so many things out on VM, and right now, as you can see, there's no way I can do that. But I think it's related to the video card. I may have something disabled that needs to be enabled. But that thing it said it was kernel outloaded, but how? I'm not sure what's not working. I really don't. But anyway, I think I'll end this video. God bless you guys. Take care.